Hey guys, it's Fiona Ice Cream Bar. So we're on part 2 of Casper's backstory, and where we left him last time was him being a stupid idiot and running away from home. Of course, being a teenager, he doesn't fully understand that his actions have consequences, which is partly why he doesn't immediately return home. The other part of him doesn't want to return home because he wants to find his brother, who he feels can explain the weird things that have been happening to him, his auditory, hallucination-y kind of problems. So he lives on the street for a short time, not knowing any survival skills at all. He only gets a few counties over before he gets spotted by the police, and he realizes to escape, and he's still looking at this whole venture as some sort of noble, grand escape. He has to run far. For a short time, he lives in the woods by an old cemetery, and at this point his delusions become a lot more powerful. He would even sometimes see strange things as opposed to only hearing them, and fed by the idea that he was by a graveyard, he began to really believe he had some kind of special power that, he had and then his brother has. Keep in mind, however, that at this point he doesn't really believe in the supernatural, he just believes that he and his brother are so special that they are transcending his own belief. It doesn't really occur to him to go home and ask his parents about what's happening to him. It doesn't occur to him to go to a doctor or to go to a library and look it up in a book. He believes, like many young people do, that he is ununderstandable, unclassifiable, he's special, and the only person who can understand him is the person he's already decided can understand him, and that of course is Mene. After living in this way for some time without seeing his street skills improve at all, he realizes that he might actually die of exposure or starvation before finding Mene, especially since he's kind of made a home base in this woods by the cemetery kind of deal, and instead of traveling further, he keeps just coming back to this one place, so he's not actually moving anywhere anymore. He's thinking about his options one night when he hears music coming from deeper in the woods, like someone just built a club in there, and he ventures over to it, and he finds a rave. So, he's cold, and he's comforted by the sounds that he's kind of used to. Remember, he was kind of in like a party kind of crowd, so he's like, this is so familiar to me, I will stay here. He wanders over to a bonfire, and despite the dancing and the drinking and the smoking and the loud music, he just falls asleep. When he wakes in the morning, the ones responsible for the rave are still cleaning up from the previous night. They all look very youthful and strangely perfect, and when they speak to him, they offer to rescue him from his homelessness by giving him a job. He says yes, and they clean him up, get him clothes. They basically assign him the look that he will carry for most of his young life. And when they ask what his name is, he actually gives them a new name, which is the name Casper, which he will also keep for most of his life. But what is that job that he has to do? Well, basically, his job is to go around looking youthful and beautiful and ethereal and otherworldly, and go into clubs and tell people about these illegal raves that this group of people host in, caves and woods and like weird locations, under bridges, things like that. Thus begins his life of supposed mystery, lots of sex with strangers, and the opportunity to be drunk every night. It also slowly makes him more and more bitter. He's hating himself for not getting in contact with his parents, he's hating himself for not looking for his brother, which was why he ran from home in the first place. And, he hates himself for using substances to numb his shame and embarrassment, for feeling like he needs them to even face his peers, the people he's with, and to numb his uncertainties and his doubts about these people and where he's going and what's going to happen to him. And, he hates himself because part of him really likes what he's doing because he likes all the attention that he's getting. Pretty much everything he's doing he knows is wrong, but he doesn't want to or doesn't know how to stop. He's mad at himself and also the whole rest of the world because of that. So he's with this group of people for about 2.5 years, living nomadically, breaking into gyms at night to take warm showers, enjoying eating food that someone else stole because he could never quite manage that. Little baby. Until one day, they go to a place that everyone in the group calls the Witch's Woods. I don't tell anyone, but there might be a witch in there. Anyway, the point is, everyone told Casper not to wander off while they were staying in the woods. They were only going to be there for a couple days, but don't wander off because there's a witch in there. Shock, surprise. If you find her, or if she finds you, she'll do something that you don't like. Well, being the little rebel without a cause that he is, he of course does go wandering off by himself at night, because he's just desperate to do anything that's bad for him. And of course, remember, he still doesn't really believe in the supernatural outside of his own apparent abilities and Mene's abilities, which, by the way, are being quite numbed, quite absent now that he's drinking quite a lot again. So he wanders, and of course he gets lost and meets her, the witch. She's unsettling, but not scary. Her proportions don't make sense. Her skin is the same color as the bark on the trees. Her hair is the color of the forest floor. She blends in too much. They talk. Casper tells her about his lifestyle, and eventually she tells him how to get back to his camp. He leaves. She doesn't do anything.